I just wanted to share this view with you. The sun's just come out there for a last hurrah before dusk, and it just looks absolutely fantastic there, coming through the clouds over the marina here. It's so clear today, absolutely beautiful. Well, I've put a new bait on, a whole squid. I've whacked it out as far as I can manage. Oh, you don't have to go too far out here, 80 to 100 yards is fine. So I'm just sitting, I'll let this sit for maybe half an hour or so, 20 minutes, half an hour. Then I'll bring it in and I'll decide if I'm going to call it a day or not. So I was going to tell you about the Shoosh rule and how it saved our friendship. Right. Anybody who's been out fishing with somebody or camping or whatever for a long period of time, just the two of you, you know things can get a little tense. You know, you start getting on each other's nerves, little things start winding you up, you know, and you maybe overreact a little. So what my friend used to do, well, we both used to wind each other up, so I can't just say it was him, but say for instance we were on a wee isolated beach somewhere on one of the Inner Hebrides or down south somewhere like Port Patrick or Port Logan or something. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, you've got your rod set up, you're sitting watching your tip, and he'd come up behind you and start going, you know, just some tuneless crap, and you know better than to react to it, you know, because the whole purpose of it and the whole function of it is just to annoy you, you know, and just to get you to react, so you don't react. And then eventually it starts to get on your fucking nerves, but you can't let it show, because then, you know, you lose. Do not pass go, do not collect £200. So eventually you just be gonna fuck off, you know, go away. And you, okay, I was only fucking, you know, trying to keep you amused. Then a few minutes later he'd come back and start doing it, but he would have changed instrument. Rather than like a trumpet, he'd start going wah 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 wah, you know, and it'd be like, I swear to God, I'm going to take this filleting knife and I'm going to fucking hack you to pieces. So then, you know, that was it, he won, or it was me that won, depending on which one of us was being the arsehole that day. Then I'd start winding him up when we were driving, you know. We'd pass like a little, like the ruins of a wee cottage or something, and I would invent a whole history for who had lived there and what had happened and all of this sort of thing, and narrate this soap opera that I would just make up on the hoof. And I could do this, Christ, for an hour non-stop, until he lost his shit and told me to shut the fuck up. So one day, I think we were down, where were we? Dumfries and Galloway is a bay down there, the name of it escapes me. Some of you know where it is. Fantastic place to go fishing, there's a lighthouse there and all that sort of a thing. And a very fucking rude owner of a tea room who refused to serve us for a good half an hour. You know, just let us sit there until we left, because I suppose we were stinking and we hadn't shaved for days. But anyway, and we sat and we hashed out the Shoosh rule. So the Shoosh rule is as follows. Feel free to implement this if it works in your own life. If you start pissing off your friend, and you know you're doing it on purpose, and you get shooshed. Now, shoosh, for those people outside of Scotland, shoosh is a polite way of saying shut your fucking hole. Shoosh. Okay? So the Shoosh rule says, if you get shooshed, you must stop what you're doing immediately. You can't change instrument, you can't, you know, change key of the fucking instrument you're using. You stop, and that's an end to it. If you do not shush when shushed, then the next time your opponent starts, you don't get to shush them for a good hour. So unless you're really determined to piss me off and don't accept the shush, then you have to take whatever comes your way. So there was a few nights where, you know, we were out and it started snowing, or the water was unfishable after a 4-hour drive, or whatever that happened, and it was just, there was nothing to do. You know, you're in the middle of nowhere and you've got nothing to do but annoy each other, you know, and it's like, well, we can't fall out here because we've got a long drive home, and you know, or one of us is getting kicked out of the car or whatever, you know. So we invented the Shoosh rule, and we must have used it God knows how many times, but it did save our friendship on more than one occasion where one of us was about to lose our sense of humour and the other one didn't, you know, didn't pick up on that. So yeah, it's just these wee things you do with your fishing buddies, you know, to keep you sane. You know, some people take like a little badge, and whoever catches the biggest fish gets bragging rights and gets to wear the badge or whatever. Or you make a deal, like the first one to catch a fish, you know, gets bought the first round, or whatever it happens to be. Or the first person to catch a fish gets to slap their mate across the face with it and stuff. You know, just these wee games you play. So that was the Shoosh rule.